Under the blistering sun of the American West, a single mother clutched her 8-year-old son on the side of a desolate road, their bodies battered, their hope threadbare. They'd just been thrown out like trash, bruised, broken, and silenced by the family that once claimed them. No one stopped. No one looked. The highway baked in silence while the world drove past. Autumn Reyes didn't cry as she wrapped her arms tighter around her son, Noah. Her cotton dress was torn, sunburn mottled her arms, and her lips were cracked from thirst. Beside her sat a half-empty water bottle and a cloth bag fraying at the seams. Noah's arm was swollen, a dried trail of blood snaking toward his elbow. He wasn't moving, and for a mother who had nothing left but her child, that stillness was the loudest scream of all. Behind an ornate iron gate, in the cool of an air-conditioned parlor, Florence Belgrave watched. Her iced tea clinked softly in its glass as she turned away from the window, unmoved. A man behind her, Gordon Vexley, family advisor to the Belgrave estate, remarked coldly, "She doesn't belong here anymore." Florence didn't argue. Autumn barely heard the hum of the engine before a truck rumbled to a halt. The red dust swirled in the air like a curtain pulling back on fate. A silver Ford F-150 rolled to a stop. The man behind the wheel wasn't dressed like a savior. His jeans were dusty, and his boots worn down by land and time. His name was Cal Weston. Cal had lived alone for 6 years on the edge of the county, withdrawn after losing his wife and daughter in a house fire that never left his soul. But when he saw Autumn and Noah by the road, heat shimmering, hope fading, something in him shifted. He stepped out of the truck slowly, keeping his distance. "I've got water. And a truck. I can help." Autumn didn't move at first. She wasn't scared. She was spent. Cal set a water bottle down a few feet from her, backed away, and waited. It was the smallest gesture of respect, but to Autumn, it was everything. She nodded. That nod didn't mean trust. It meant surrender. Inside Cal's truck, Noah lay limp in the back seat while Autumn dabbed his forehead with a wet cloth. She didn't ask Cal's name. He didn't offer it. But he watched her in the rearview mirror, remembering his daughter's eyes in the smoke. "The town clinic's closed," he said softly. "But I know someone, a medic, army-trained." When they reached Cal's ranch, Autumn stirred, panic rising. "Where's Noah?" "Back room," Cal said. "He's safe. Being looked after." The house was old but solid. White fencing framed a brick homestead that had withstood time, storms, and heartbreak. In the guest room, Noah rested under a cool cloth. His arm was bandaged, and a handwritten note waited on the nightstand. "Rest. Don't worry." Autumn collapsed against the wall, her breath catching. No one had treated her this gently in years. From the kitchen, Cal watched her. She didn't say much, but the way she changed Noah's cloth, how she whispered to him, revealed everything. Later, when retired medic Doc Avery arrived, he examined Noah with quick precision. "You've done well," he told Autumn. "He's alive because of you." Outside, Doc stood beside Cal. "When you called, I thought it was a horse in labor," Doc said. "Instead, I find a mother and her son. You've been quiet since Emily and your girl passed, but now, you're breathing again." Cal didn't respond right away. He glanced toward the guest room, where Autumn sat holding Noah's hand. That night, as crickets chirped and a breeze lifted the curtains, Autumn saw a photo on a dusty shelf. Cal, a brunette woman, and a young girl clutching a teddy bear. The same bear now sat in the corner of the room. "They're beautiful," she said softly. "Would they mind if we stayed tonight?" "They'd want you to." Cal shared what happened the night of the fire. How Emily had whispered, "Find someone good. Let her take care of you," before the ambulance doors closed. Autumn listened. She didn't console. She didn't fill the silence. She just stayed. The next day, Sheriff's wife Marla Dalton showed up with a basket of bread, jam, and honey. "I heard we've got new faces," she smiled. "Not here to pry, just here to welcome." Marla sat with Autumn and poured tea. "Cal hasn't let anyone pass that porch in years," she said. "But you, he opened the door for you." "I'm not special," Autumn replied. "I'm just surviving." "Sometimes," Marla said, "those who think they're ordinary bring others back to life." In the following weeks, silence became routine. Autumn and Noah didn't just recover, they began to live. Cal didn't smile much, but his steps grew lighter. Autumn cooked, cleaned, taught Noah his letters. They laughed at dinner. They sat under the stars. Slowly, they became a home. One day, Noah looked up at Cal. "Can you be my dad?" Autumn flinched. Noah, don't say that. But Kel knelt down. Let's draw a horse together later, okay? From now on, Dad will help. Noah beamed. That night, Autumn told Cal everything. About her husband, Damien Belgrave. The emotional abuse. The threats. The accident. How the Belgrave family framed her as the cause of Damien's death. How they stripped her of everything but her son. They dumped us like trash, she whispered. And no one asked what happened. I did, Kel said. Because you mattered. But the Belgraves weren't done. Weeks later, Autumn received a letter, a custody petition. Vivian Belgrave, Damien's mother, deemed Autumn unfit. Autumn sat by Noah, trembling. But not with fear, with resolve. I won't run this time. Cal stood behind her. No words. Just presence. The courtroom was quiet that morning. Autumn stood poised. Vivian and Gordon Vexley sat on the other side, smug in their suits. Autumn presented her journals, medical records, and testimonies. Then young journalist Wyatt Ford entered. He uncovered documents proving Damien and Vexley forged land deeds to steal from Cal. He revealed hidden Bluetooth calls, altered police reports, and a dashcam removed to protect the Belgrave name. When Cal took the stand, the court fell silent. I have money, land, power. But that's not why I'm here, he said. Noah calls me Dad. And Autumn, she's the bravest woman I've met. This isn't about wealth. It's about truth. The judge ruled in Autumn's favor. Custody restored. Cal legally recognized as Noah's stepfather. Vexley was arrested for fraud. Vivian left in disgrace. Autumn fell into Cal's arms, whispering, I didn't give up. For the first time, I stood up. Cal simply held her tighter. Their wedding was small. Marla baked the cake. Wyatt took photos. Noah wore a suit and ran around declaring, This is my real family now. Years passed. Autumn became a teacher. Cal raised horses and taught Noah how to ride. They had a daughter, Hope, with Cal's eyes and Autumn's fire. The ranch, once quiet, rang with life. One day, Beatrice Belgrave arrived. Warren Hollow. I was wrong, she whispered. I let jealousy become cruelty. Autumn said nothing, but she nodded, not for Beatrice's sake, but to release herself from the last tether of pain. 10 years later, Noah, now grown, wrote his mother a letter. Dear Mom, he wrote, you never shouted. You never begged. You just kept loving. I was once the boy left on the roadside. But today, I stand in the sun, proud to be your son. And in that simple letter, the whole story lived on, not as tragedy, but as testimony, that even under the harshest sun, love survives. And those who choose kindness, burned, bruised, abandoned, can still rise and build something beautiful from ashes.